Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. As you can see in the description, today we're going to be doing the album rankings of the mighty Van Halen. So, like I said in my previous video, the Jefferson Airplane, a lot going on, finally moved, working on a different, house and all that. So, anyways, I'm here to start my channel going back up again, and hopefully I can get some more videos out. Hey, it didn't take me 6 months to make a new video after Jefferson Airplane, so maybe that's a sign things are changing, right? So today again we're gonna be talking about Van Halen. I got some stuff coming up for my channel. Um, I want to be doing some psychedelic albums, um, band rankings. Maybe somebody like a Quicksilver Messenger service. Be doing some more prog, Gentle Giant. Be doing some more metal, Judas Priest. But today we're talking about Van Halen. And so we're going to go ahead and get started. So, my least favorite Van Halen album, the Van Halen album that ranks the lowest on this particular uh, channel, is Van Halen 3. Um, Again, it sounds like generic Van Halen. It sounds like they got a guy, Gary Jabroni, Sharoni or Sharon. Um, no offense against Gary. I mean, he's a great singer, but he's just not Van Halen. So, it sounds like they got somebody that sounds like Sammy a little bit and maybe a little rougher, and they brought him in, and hey, we're gonna make a album that sounds like Van Halen. It just sounds like they just needed to make an album, and so they just brought this guy in. The songs are just very generic, very stock. I don't even, matter of fact, I don't even like remember any song off that album that really stood out to me, except for maybe Fire in the Hole, and it was okay. It's just not what we expect from the Van Halen brothers. The music was great, the singing was good, just nothing. It just didn't have that it factor. So it's last. Next, Balance. The 95 album with Sammy Hagar. The guys were kind of fighting amongst one another, things of that nature. Um, again, we're hit with "Don't Tell Me What Love Can Do." Love this, love that. Not crazy. And then you got Wham Bam Amsterdam. Just the lyrics are just god awful. No offense, Sammy's a great guy, great voice. His lyrics are just like something you'd get from the Sears or something. If Sears wrote lyrics, the drugstore. Hey, let me order a prescription of that, those lyrics here at Walgreens. That's just kind of what it sounds like to me. Best Buy lyrics or something. But it just sounds, generic with the Sammy love songs, and I'm just not a big fan. Really, nothing I like on this album. I did like the 95 Twister Humans Being. Did like that, but nothing here. Let's move on. Now, this one might be a little bit controversial to some people, but honestly, it's not that controversial to me. Next is Diver Down. Don't dislike the album. I listen to the album still, and every once in a while, if I'm in a jaunty little mood, I'll listen to the Big Bad Bill is Sweet William Now, or Happy Trails, stuff like that. But it really doesn't do anything for me. I do love Cathedral. The best song off this album is Little Guitars by a mile. Cathedral's great. I admit, I did like the rendition they did of Dancing in the Street, but I don't listen to it that much. I just like the opening of it. Dun, 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 great. Which I heard that Eddie was going to use that for something different. But, you got a lot of cover songs. You got a little ditties that Van Halen are famous for on this album. So it's something you can listen to, but just it's not very high up for me. It's not something I go back to and say, hey, let's listen to Diver Down. Next is OU812. I'm not a fan of the production. It's just tinny. I just don't like it. I do like Finish What You Started. I think that's a great song. It's different for Van Halen. Love the little riff that Eddie does in it. Just not a big fan of the album itself. When It's Love, I mean that's a good rock ballad love song. I mean it really is. Sammy can write those. He's good at it, and it's good, and I can listen to it. So, I count that as a positive. Black and Blue, that's a pretty good rock song. Um, the album is a little bit more experimental than a lot of Van Halen stuff, so it's not a bad album. It's just, you know, it is what it is, as they say. So, moving up is 5150. Again, it's not a hit against Sammy necessarily. I mean, his lyrics are not as good as Dave. But it's the production. Again, I don't like the production of this album. It sounds too thin. And then Sammy, he sings the same on every song. It's the same. I do love 5150, the title track. I love that song. Always one more, you're never satisfied. Love that. That's a great song. Love Walks In. I like that. It's about, his experience with aliens. Hey, something different. It's a great song. It's a good love song. It's a weird song. I like it. Best of Both Worlds. That's a killer. That's a rocking song. Great. That's a perfect Sammy song. And then Dreams is okay. It's like the big smash hit off the album. The solo in it is fantastic. Eddie just tears it up in the solo. So, 5150 is not a bad album. I quite enjoy the album, actually. And I might have ranked it over the album that's about to come up. But the only reason I didn't is because there's a few more songs that I like on this album better, and the production is way better, and that is A Different Kind of Truth. The Van Halen reunion album, God, this is one of the heaviest Van Halen albums ever made. Absolutely just bone crunching stuff. But it feels like, and I said this about Black Sabbath 13. It feels like they got together when they were like, "Hey guys, let's write a bunch of songs that sounds like how we used to sound. Let's plagiarize ourselves." you know. And Black Sabbath did on 13. I mean, it just sounds like they got a bunch of their old hits and revamped them, and so Van Halen didn't really do that here, but they did use a lot of songs that they hadn't used before, and kind of went in and redid them and stuff. And it sounds great. I mean, like I said, the album is really good, but it just feels like they phoned it in. It feels like they're just like, hey, let's just take a lot of these old songs and just put them on an album. And Dave's voice is not what it used to be, and it can't hit those high little squeals anymore. And so, I mean, as heavy as the album is, which I appreciate, as put together as it is, the production's great, everything. It just feels like just a solid Van Halen album. Not really anything to write home about. I do enjoy. I don't like Tattoo. I can't stand that song. That sounds like a Sammy song to me. But I do, or a Dave solo type little ditty. But I do enjoy She's the Woman. It's a great song. I do enjoy You and Your Blues. That's probably my favorite song off the album, is You and Your Blues. But all the songs off the album, I mean, this is a very heavy album, like I said. It just feels generic. Stock Van Halen. Next is going to be For Unlawful Carnal Knowledge. This is my favorite Sammy album. Pound Cake. My God, I mean, when you're coming in with that kind of rhythm, and I mean, Eddie Van Halen, I mean, the song is just, what a song to start the album with. That is my favorite song off the album, Pound Cake. I love that song. You also got Runaround. You got Pleasure Dome. I mean, you got some heavy Judgment Day. You got some heavy tracks off this. You got some rocking track. This is darker than any Sammy album ever made by Van Halen. And to me, it is the best Sammy album made by Van Halen. I bought this in '91. I loved it. I listened to it. I still listen to it. I really enjoy this album. It's a great album. The best Van Hagar album, I should say, for Unlawful Carnal Knowledge. Next is going to be Women and Children First. Now, I struggled on putting this one. I struggled between this one and Van Halen 2, but I had to put Van Halen 2 a little bit higher. So, anyways, this one's got a lot of variety, very experimental type stuff. I really enjoy this album. It's got one of my favorite Van Halen songs, Everybody Wants Some. I mean, my God, is there a quintessential Van Halen song? It is Everybody Wants Some. That is it. That is the Van Halen song to me. And it's on this album. But then you got something like In a Simple Rhyme, where they almost sound prog. I mean, there's just a lot going on in this album. And if you sit down and listen to it, you will appreciate this album. It is a fantastic album. But it wasn't, I couldn't rank it, above the next one, which is Van Halen 2. Van Halen 2 is the ultimate Van Halen summertime party album. It just is. Every song on it. Just party, summertime. You got some heavy stuff. I do like Light Up the Sky. Anybody that says Van Halen can't play heavy metal is nuts. Listen to Light Up the Sky. That is a heavy 80s metal rockin' melt your face off song. Love it. Then you've got something totally different like Women in Love, which is a beautiful song. It reminds me of Simple Rhyme in the way that it's structured. Just a fantastic song. Oh my gosh! Even my wife loves this song, and she's not a big Van Halen fan, but she loves that song. Beautiful Girls. I mean, you can't come up with a better summertime song than Beautiful Girls. I mean, it is Van Halen. It's Van Halen's summer. It's Dave. It's party time. Somebody give me a doctor. Oh my gosh, what a fantastic killer song that is. So Van Halen 2 is just it's on the Mount Rushmore of Van Halen albums for me. So next is going to be 1984, the smash hit album. Listen, guys, I know people think this album's overrated. I don't care what you think. This album, I like every single song off this album. Now, do I love every single song off of it? No, but I like every single song off of it. Jump is a smash hit. Yeah, people get sick of hearing it, but it's still, I mean, you're going to sing it when it comes on. Panama. Panama is still a rocking song. You got that breakdown in the middle. We're running a little bit hot tonight. Oh my gosh, you still can't. That's so Dave. You just can't beat that. Top Jimmy. A lot of people don't like that. I love Top Jimmy. My favorite song off the album, Drop Dead Legs. The quintessential Van Halen song to me. You got Dave doing his little banter. You got, God, that crunching killer riff from Eddie. You got Michael Anthony. You got, just a raunchy song, and I love it. Drop Dead Legs. Hot for Teacher is next. Can you beat that drum solo in the beginning? No. Maybe Painkiller from Judas Priest or something, but that is a fantastic song. Drum solo. Eddie is just killer on this album. This is the smash album that broke up the band. Eddie wanted to do this. Dave wanted to do this, etc. But you got I'll Wait. A lot of people don't like that because it's got the keyboards and it's too soft. It's wonderful song. Serious. I love Then the dun 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 kind of reminds you of the beginning of Running with the Devil. Then you got Girl Gone Bad. Now again, people say Van Halen's not metal. Girl Gone Bad and House of Pain, that is pure 80s metal. Pure 80s metal. So this album is going to be my number 3. It is my introduction to Van Halen. I didn't even know who Van Halen was till I heard this album. And I think my first song, I don't think the first song I heard was Jump, it was Panama. And that just, I love this album. So it's a classic Van Halen album. It's number 3. Number 2 is going to be the debut album by Van Halen, 1978. Every song off this album, Running with the Devil. I mean, you can't have a better opener than that song. I mean, the way it comes in, boom, 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 dun, dun. I mean, God, if I had a band, I would want to open with something like that. I mean, it's just such a great opening. Running with the Devil, you got Ain't Talking About Love. I mean, God, you can't beat that riff. Eruption, which is Eddie's, solo masterpiece. Jamie's crying. You got what they did, the cover song, the Kinks, You Really Got Me. Their version, I think, is superior. I mean, it's just that good. I mean, this album, there's I'm the One, Atomic Punk. Why this album's not number 1 is only because I like one other album better. I mean, this album has everything. It is quintessential Van Halen at the best. Debut album, they're still at their peak. I mean, it's just so good. Van Halen 1. But that means there's one album that I like better than this, and it is 1981's Fair Warning. This is the darkest, heaviest, Eddie-dominant album by Van Halen. Fair Warning. You have Mean Street. Again, I said Running with the Devil's a good intro to an album, or Pound Cake's a good intro to an album. Mean Street. And I mean, the way he comes in and then, the song comes into it, it's just, oh my God, I love that song. Such a killer song. You've got Unchained on this album. I mean, you've got my favorite song off this album, Dirty Movies. It's just, again, every song, I could go through the list. Every song off this album, I love it. I can turn this album on and listen to this album from the first song to the last song and never skip a song. I love everything about Fair Warning. It is the Eddie Van Halen album to me. Dave is fantastic in this album. Again, I know I keep using that word, but I mean, it just is what it is. I love the way Van Halen sounds. I love that old production, heavy production. You got Michael Anthony's crunching bass in it. I don't know why they went to that tinny production later on with Sammy, but the old school Van Halen production is just killer, and this is the album to listen to. This is my number 1 greatest Van Halen album, Fair Warning. So thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, give me a thumbs up, make a comment, tell me what your favorite Van Halen album is. If you haven't subscribed, hey guys, what are you waiting for? Subscribe. We're going to be doing some more stuff. So until next time, you know what I'm about to say. You guys, I love y'all. Thank you for watching. Take care.